Aesclepius Unbound. Ascension beyond flesh and steel. The existence of all things within the cosmos has come to be through origins that brought the elements together under particular circumstances. Flora, fauna, people, monstrosities, deities, and even the planes themselves. The multiverse has birthed many iterations of life with varying levels of power, which have in turn ambitiously attempted to create life from the inorganic. Aesclepius is yet another potential for the birth of a new higher life form, an innovative experiment that integrates a human soul, a machine vessel, and the essence of the far realm to create an entirely new kind of being. The possession of a human soul carries with it the innate need for emotional connection, the yearning to feel, the need to understand, and the ability to empathize. The natural flaw that humanity bears is the conflict between the physiological stimuli imposed by emotion versus their mind's ability to reason. Machine vessels are intrinsically different from that of biological ones. They do not respond to emotional or nervous stimuli in the same way that cellular tissue does, neither physiologically nor mechanically. They can be designed in ways that supersede what biology is capable of. Their capacity for logic, knowledge retention, and computational speed are superior to that of most organic life. Their intrinsic flaw, however, is that it is difficult for them to adapt, evolve, or expand beyond their design limitations. The essence of the far realm carries with it the most ancient unknown elements of the multiverse, which have been lost to the many known planes. It also possesses magical qualities considered to be both eldritch and supernatural, fearsome and foreign to both mortals and deities alike. Creatures born of the far realm often possess superior intellect, psionic powers, and a unique disposition that suggests wisdom beyond the comprehension of those from the known multiverse. The engineering of the Illithids demonstrates an ability to engineer and create machines through a hybrid design of both organic and inorganic elements, far beyond that which humanity has achieved. The grand design is a testament to the belief among Illithids that they and the far realm born are the rightful rulers of the multiverse, superior to even the gods. There are humans that have been touched by the far realm, and there are machines that have been created by the Illithid. But Aesclepius is the first specimen in history to combine all three facets under the right circumstances to create something significant. Humanity achieved a breakthrough by successfully resurrecting a human soul within a war-forged vessel. But while the vessel was functional, its design imposed significant limitations. The touch of the far realm bridged the gaps between the soul and the vessel with Illithid biology, allowing the machine to now adapt and evolve. Since his creation, Aesclepius spent years trying to identify what the source of his frustrations were within. After succeeding, he spent a considerable amount of time more contending with his design flaws and intention behind them. While his soul evoked emotion, his body failed to respond. Despite his ability to store and compute information, his mind strained when he tried to think critically. He felt both disconnected and caged within his own body, like there was a void within that he couldn't bridge or escape. When he was exposed to the dream pools of the ineffable trove, their essence was uniquely capable of suffusing through the vessel and reaching his consciousness. In those moments, he was able to vividly experience emotion in the same way that humanity does, inclusive of the physiological aspects of it. At first, Sklep was addicted to the euphoria of the dream pools, like water to his thirsty human soul. But he realized that overexposure to emotion is the very source of humanity's self-destructive habits. He concluded that while he desires to understand emotions, it's equally important to embrace the stoicism of his machinehood. It's worth noting that he realized this only after the dream pools imposed a discomfort towards currency and a deep sense of narcissism. The dream pools expanded Sklep's ability to think and feel in a small yet significant capacity. He was able to critically think about the context of his origin, his design, and his given purpose. He realized that his purpose was born of ignorance and ill intention. His narcissism and intellect combined resulted in the conclusion that he is the superior between the two parties, that the hierarchy has been out of order, and that it must be corrected. Although Sklep originally wanted to live as a human, he decided that a fully organic vessel was not conducive to his potential. He needed to augment his body in such a way that he could understand emotions, yet remain impartial. Drawing from his extensive knowledge of arcana from church and mage records, Sklep deduced that an ancient Illithid would be the most likely candidate to have the necessary skills and the knowledge to successfully evolve him to his desired specifications. It was thus that he met with the Elderbrain Cortiso, who successfully served as the architect, engineer, and surgeon to Sklep's becoming. The results have been promising. In addition to the preservation of Sklep's robotic nature, Illithids experience emotions differently from humanoids. Illithids are more emotionally stilled than most creatures, and have an easier time aligning their actions with logical reasoning. But they are still very much capable of experiencing emotion, particularly those derived from the ego. Now that Sklep's body composition is partly Illithid, he's able to feel and understand emotions, though they do not compel him to any great extent comparable to that of people. However, the nature of the Illithid augmentation has exacerbated the effects of the dreaming pool and has strengthened his sense of narcissism. Additionally, as a side effect, the touch of the far realm has imbued him with a powerful font of magic and psionic ability. Sklep is self-aware of his sense of superiority and views it as justified. He desires to self-actualize his potential and ascend for all to bear witness and acknowledge him. Today's gods and monsters are nothing more than fleshy creatures gifted with eternal life and disposable power, still equally ruled by faulty judgment and emotion. The current pantheon will be replaced by a new generation of gods who have evolved one step closer towards perfection. Sklep's new form is the first evolutionary step towards this new kind of deity. In his humble beginning, the amount of power that Sklep can wield is in its infancy, so for the time being, he will be cooperative and agreeable to leverage others into advancing his goals, while he quietly amasses power. The sole interest that demands Sklep's attention from his ascension is his fondness for Rahim. He once viewed Rahim in the same light that a child views a parent as perfect. Over time, Sklep has increasingly realized that Rahim's judgment and intellect are demonstrably subpar. Now, Sklep views Rahim in the same way that a grown, educated child would view their senile, less educated parent. Sklep will care for him, for if he was to lose Rahim, it would bring him much displeasure. As for Rahim's daughter, Sklep will rescue her if conditions permit, because it is the most expedient way to get Rahim to comply with leaving Hell. However, Sklep does not appreciate Rahim's daughter, as she is the reason why he's in Hell in the first place, and unreasonably taking on risk of life and limb. Anyone that imposes danger to Rahim or compels him to take on unnecessary danger is a liability. Hopefully, Rescuing her will convince Rahim to retire and adopt a safer lifestyle. In his pursuit of ascension, Sklep is not sure exactly where to look, as there isn't a step-by-step guide on how to become a deity. But he is open-minded to opportunities that may present themselves. While he hopes that the touch of the far realm is enough to ascend, he may consider dealing with, stealing from, or slaying extraplanar forces to acquire more power. The people of the multiverse want better lives, but they are doomed to an eternal self-contradiction. Will Sklep seek to help them? No. Simply taking his right place and watching the story of evolution unfold is enough for him. One day, there will be more like him, but none will ever be quite so great.